working with you guys is just very easy, very flexible, and quite fast. Just the quality in general and the experience and the standards in the team have uplifted. Social media manager, we had a previous social media manager that was a referral from someone. She was doing an okay job, but not a perfect job. And through you guys, we sourced a new one, and she's doing an amazing job. That makes the hiring process even smoother, and my belief system in succeeding also better.
Just take me back to before we started working together. Like, what was actually breaking for you that made you come looking for the help?
To be honest, before we started working together, we only had our own internal team for two to 3 months. So yeah, it was a lot of puzzling, a lot of things we didn't have knowledge about, how to hire and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a situation wherein I thought we were in a good place, but now looking back, we're not in that good place because the right people weren't there, but it was more of a knowledge problem at that time.
Yeah, I would say you don't know what you don't know, right?
Exactly.
And new levels, new devils, which obviously you're facing right now, but it's a great sign that we're growing.
Yeah, the grow pains.
Yeah, exactly. So we mentioned that you brought on 4 to 5 roles right now. Out of those hires, which one of them do you feel has made the biggest difference, and why?
I think the first hire, that's a creative strategist. She was good. She has a big intention, a big ambition to grow. I trusted in her, and now she grew to someone that's really a senior creative strategist in that last 9 months, I think. So that has made a real impact because we hired someone that has a real ambition for the company and a real loyalty for the company. And I gave her also the opportunity to grow. So that's the hire with the most impact, I would say.
Amazing. And the head of growth, just out of interest, because you said that he's currently working on restructuring like the Meta Ads performance and stuff. What's the impact been like from him? He's
bringing on his experience with past work, what he did for multiple companies into the company, and he's more of diagnosing everything and see what goes wrong and see where we have the short-term adjustments we need to make and then the long-term adjustments we need to make. But he's still, you can imagine coming into a company, a lot of information, he needs to diagnose everything, he needs to get everything, a lot of issues we're encountering, what we need help him from. So he's still puzzling a bit and still chaotic. So in terms of impact, what he has made, I think setting a clear direction and setting a good decision in where we need to go in the coming weeks, months.
Nice. Okay, cool. You've obviously hired a few roles, like you say, creative strategist, head of growth, social media community manager, influencer sourcer. When we first started working together, or even prior to that, how has the quality of the hires you've made with us compared to people you previously worked with?
Before, we didn't have any knowledge about what's a good hire, so of course the quality improved because we also get smarter in what to ask and what to look for in an interview, for example. So I think that's an answer I can give you to that question. Like, how does the quality improve with previous? I think almost every role we fulfilled, like 70% was with you guys. And why? Because just the process was very smooth and very detailed with the form and first interviews by Gladys or by, what's the other name?
Cindy.
Sorry. Cindy, exactly. And then the interview I had with those people. So of course the quality improved.
How's your role changed? Because obviously, from when we last spoke and started working together versus now, the business has come a long way. How has your day-to-day changed from being like the operator to who you are right now?
But that's why I started to hiring the head of growth. And the head of growth will take over the whole performance marketing thing and also will manage like a customer service, social media manager. So the end goal is eventually that I can take myself out of the company and build the new brand, what we are actually developing right now. So right now, it hasn't changed that much since I'm still into the company to make sure that everything goes smooth. But my idea of hiring the head of growth, that's smarter than me, that's supposed to be, and what I'm seeing of it, it is right now. When he's taking over fully, then I'm gonna drop back and having a different role. But to really see what has changed is, of course, what you say, more into an operator and executing things, to more of now looking at the whole picture and seeing the systems that needs to be implemented right now with a better creative engine system, for example.
So you've been able to gain a new perspective of the business, so that's allowed you to make different decisions and see things probably differently to before when you were more of an operator. And then the head of growth coming in is like that layer between you and the rest of the company, which will really solidify the kind of transition that you're going through.
Exactly. That's the goal, and that's what we're striving in the coming weeks, months to make that happen. But yeah, you can imagine that's not one day it's going to change.
For sure. Yeah, oh God, it's a process. So you've just obviously engaged us yesterday for 2 more hires. What made you decide to expand the business and bring in these extra people versus like pause where you're at?
So what I did actually for the head of growth, we hired the head of growth through you guys, but I also had a referral for my creative strategist. And it was a person she worked with in an agency. I brought that person on. I just interviewed her first also for the head of growth. Mm-hmm. So through you and through a referral, I was deciding which one I'm going to choose. I chose Harman. That was through Tallo, through you guys. But I thought she was very smart. So I called her and I said, like, can you fulfill a lesser role than the head of growth? Because I want you in my company, I want you in my team, I think you're smart, so I don't want to let you go. Mm-hmm. Initially she said yes, and she said like, I wanna contribute to the media buying process and the strategy in general. I said, okay. But after a month with the head of growth coming in, I saw it didn't work out. So I had a good conversation with her yesterday, and I decided to let her go also because of this friction. And that's why I came also at the beginning of the conversation. I told you the clear lack of clarity in ownership. Mm-hmm. What I learned in the past week actually is that I decided to let her go and to have different roles. So a junior media buyer below the head of growth that can execute the media buying part, mm-hmm. and a new creative strategist only focus on creative strategy. So that person, Hafsa was her name, she did media buying and creative strategy, and now I want to separate that for 2 new roles.
Makes a lot of sense. It's interesting how like the structure of the business will change as you grow as well.
Yeah.
And like when you bring, somebody can do a lot of things right at once, and then when you bring in like leadership and start to install proper structure, then you realize like you actually need individual people for individual functions, and they work better as one system versus like one central person doing like loads of things around them. What's it actually been like working with us, and is there anything that maybe surprised you?
Working with you is very very easy, I would say. Mm-hmm. I think that's the main word, because response of messages get responded to by Cindy or by Glyza. If you need to interfere, you will interfere within the same day. Everything goes smooth. Timelines get properly communicated. Very flexible in terms of, okay, hey Martin, when do you want to have this interviews? Next week Tuesday. And Cindy or Gladys will arrange it also next week Tuesday. The candidates will be there. It's also like, if I have some feedback, I will just give it directly, because I'm from the Netherlands, so that's how our culture is and how we do those things. So yeah, there's not something that surprised me, to be honest, if I thought about it. But working with you guys is just very easy, very flexible, and quite fast.
Mm-hmm. You obviously mentioned it's easy. So just on that, like how much of your time does it take, let's say, to engage in a specific hire? Because I know like a lot of our clients take on the hiring themselves, or prior to working with us, they do that. And I think sometimes they don't really realize how much time they're actually spending versus like what it would look like working externally. So let's just use a single hire as an example. Like how much time does it usually take you from like engaging with us to getting that hire like onboarded within the company?
Easy and fast. Same day form, or I want a role, you give me the form on the same day, I fill in the form on the same day, a job gets posted on the same day. So I think that's what I mean with fast, and it's very fast.
And then between now and you actually hiring, obviously we take on board the entire vetting process.
Yeah. So you guys will present us the sheet, a spreadsheet with all the candidates, with all the information. I think it will take me depends on the specific of the role, 30 minutes to an hour to analyze everything, to see the videos and to watch and to really have a candidate ready that I would say, okay, these 3 candidates are good. 1 hour, maybe 2 hours throughout the whole process. And of course, then the interviews. I like to have long interviews with these high-end roles. So the whole vetting process will take, if we have 3 candidates, 6 hours.
Nice. So realistically, with one role, it would probably take no more than a working day of your time to find the right person and get them formally offered into the business.
But it's overtime, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I was looking at the stats. I think our average placement time is around 15 days across all the roles that we've worked with you on.
When the job description is live, mostly within 2 weeks, you guys have all the candidates. And then the 3rd week, we're doing the interviews. And then the 4th week, we're going to make the decision.
Yeah.
So it's 4 weeks to a month till we have a candidate. And then it depends on the candidate, of course. Do he needs to have a workout time with the previous job, or he can start right away? That's out of our hands, of course.
For sure. Cool. If we look at the current state of the business, so how has the business changed since these roles came in?
Just the quality in general and the experience and the standards in the team have uplifted. To say the standards had went up. So let's say, for example, social media manager. We had a previous social media manager that was a referral from someone. She was doing an okay job, but not a perfect job. And through you guys, we sourced a new one, and she's doing an amazing job. So if we have someone in the company that's not living up to certain standards, if the rest of the team grows, then we go to you, and then we give you the job description and some standards. I think also wage has to do a lot of with which kind of candidates which kind of applicants you will have.
In terms of then capacity, so obviously now, I always like to talk to our clients about the subconscious benefits of having, let's say, a process that they can trust in, right? If in the back of your mind you know you can come to us and hire A players and the process is fast and effective, then that obviously plays a big part in the belief about where you can go with the brand. So in terms of current capacity in the next 12 months, what do you think that looks like for you guys?
Yeah, I think it changed immensely in knowing the capacity is there from you guys to within 30 days to have a new hire on a specific quality. And I know how the process goes very smooth, and that Cindy and Gladys have full capacity on really seeing which candidates are eligible for us. Of course, that will take a few months because we need to know each other. But I think we're on a stage right now that your team know our wishes and we can get along, and that makes the hiring process even smoother, and my belief system in succeeding also better.
Yeah.
For scaling.
Amazing. And then final question, Martijn. Another 7 to 8 figure brand founder that was debating whether they should maybe work with us or try to build this system internally or look elsewhere. What would your advice to them be?
I think from your company's perspective, the price quality is very well. What I would give is, it's just an easy process. Like I said before, it's you need a role, you can give it to Talo, they will arrange it, and they will communicate back to you on a proactive way. These are the candidates. So within 6 hours on work, you don't need to hire HR or a different sourcer for candidates. So it will decrease time. And I think the price quality is there.